Hello, Rafael Tan Sanchez. How we doing? Hello, Hatties Valarixa. How we doing? Hello, Colin Shalwell. How's it going? I don't know if you saw that. A trio of Class 20s heading off to London Euston. Don't forget, if you're new here, subscribe and double tap your screen. Just like that. Hello, Capono Telecello. How we doing? Hello, Jade Hollin. How we doing? Hello, Rossi Annister. How's it going? Hello, Florentina, 1926. How are we doing? How's it going? There's a freight train approaching very, very slowly. Red class 66. Hello, Adriano D15. How we doing? Bonjour. This red class 66 is going to Carlisle. Oh, and it's on its own, a light engine. Hello, Adriano D15. Don't forget, if you're new here, double tap the screen and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, right? It's your choice. Hello, Leeds. How we doing? Good morning, Leeds. Yeah. Hello, Roberto Campos. How we doing? Guess what? Go on, Leeds. Guess what? Tell me. Hello, Roberto Campos. Well, Leeds, spit it out. Hello, Ishwar Thakur. How we doing? Don't forget, if you're new here, subscribe and double tap the screen. Tap, tap. My train is cancelled near Leighton City. All right. Hmm. 140 odd people watching and only 7 thumbs up. Come on. Come on, let's have. At least it's not raining. My train is at 10:01. Don't forget to double tap the screen and subscribe if you want to. It's not mandatory, but it helps. Hello, travel stuff. How we doing? How's it going? I'm fine, thanks. It's a bit misty and a little bit cold this morning, but I only came to catch that trio. A trio of class 20s have been through. Special's been through it. Well, it were 9:45. It were 3 class 20s on the Locomotion Services chairman's own train. Yeah, you've already said that, Leeds, that your train's cancelled. No. It's supposed to improve as the day goes on. I just came here early just to catch that special, but there is one or two other odds and sods coming through, I think. Probably just do a couple of hours this morning, and then I don't know, see how we do. See how we do. It's all about what's due and what's coming, and one thing or another. Pretty much just passenger services this morning, unfortunately. Now we've had us freight extravaganza. I rarely see any freight trains. Yeah, well, we've had three here this morning. Last hour, I think it was three, and it's just passenger services now because there was another freight due, but it looks like they've cancelled it. Hello, Jarija Azil Larasan, how we doing? Azil Larasan, how we doing? When is the last train come? About the last train come about 5 minutes ago. Hello, Rasta Pantera. Hello there. How we doing? Will there be a train due along soon? I'm in the United Kingdom, in the UK. There is a freight train approaching. I thought it was India. No, definitely not. There is a freight train approaching. somewhere. Here it is. In my area, it is raining. Oh dear. Yep, that's going to, I forgot where it's going to. Daventry from Courtbridge. There's something coming down the down fast, which is the third track from the camera. Don't know what it is. Don't want any rain leads. Oh no, 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 we don't want that. We don't want rain. Don't forget, double tap the screen. Let's have some thumbs up. Hello, Henry Dupuis. How are we doing? Do you prefer freight trains? Well, I prefer freight trains, to be honest. But working on the statistics that I see, YouTube viewers seem to prefer passenger trains. And this, what's coming now, the Pendolino, seems to be the most popular one. Hello, 4th in 74, how are we doing? How's it going? Hello, living life. I woke up, it's a good day. Yeah, that's what I always think, 4th in. When my eyes open, I think, well, there I am. I've got another 16 hours or so. How's it going? Living life? How we doing? Yeah, I've been having a good look at your channel, Thorfinn, and I'm pretty impressed, I must say. And you can play piano as well. That I was surprised though when I saw that you're playing the piano. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Living life. Yeah, I was impressed. I'm just currently in the process of trying to learn to play the piano myself, Thorfinn. So I was quite impressed when I saw you playing the piano. I play all right with one hand. It's when I try and use two hands that it all goes wrong. It's really hard. I've been at it for yeah. Love to learn the guitar. Yeah, I've got a few guitars. I did have a go with guitar, but just killing my hand. It were that my left hand where you've got to get it round the neck of the guitar, and I just couldn't seem to master that at all. Whereas the piano, you sat there and it's comfy, but it's so. I have three guitars. I have an acoustic and two electric ones, but the piano just feels so much comfier to play, if you know what I mean. And so I have been learning that, but one-handed, I can knock a tune out. But as soon as I start using my left hand, it's like brain freeze. You know what I mean? Hello, S-Phone Ochengo. How we doing? It just knocks me off when I start using my left hand. I've been trying these exercises where you use both hands, and God, it's hard. Yeah, that's it, Thorfinn. That's what everybody says. Do it dead slowly. There's so many learning videos on YouTube. It's you're bamboozled. There's that much on YouTube, but that's exactly what everybody says. Just go slowly at it and take your time. I mean, when I first started, I used to struggle with tunes that had the sharp notes and the black notes, but I'm all right with them now. I'm not so bad, but it's just getting that left hand into the deal. And yet, some songs, some tunes, I do it no problem. It's just weird. There's certain ones that I just seem to do easily. I think it's how simple the left-handed notes are. Because to be honest, on most tunes, the left-hand activity just seems to be repetitive. As in like A C D A C D. Just going over and over and over. You know, most songs can be played with no black keys, right? But the left-hand keys, from what I can see, don't. And also another aspect to it as well. When you're learning off YouTube, I've noticed this. You're playing this. If say it's, for instance, let me pick a song. Let's imagine. Say. I'll just put talking. Say, let's say Adele, "Chasing Pavements." I've never heard that on the piano, but anyway, let's say it's that. When you play off a YouTube tutorial, the sounds come out to match the voice. If that makes sense, it's hard to explain what I mean, but you're hitting keys to actually match her voice on the YouTube tutorials. When in reality, if you listen to the song, she's singing and the piano guy is just playing chords. You know what I mean? So it's two different things. Are you trying to replicate a song as it's sung, or are you trying to play the song to be sung with? Does that make sense? and I've learned this, that you know, when I listen to people on YouTube playing the piano and singing, they're just playing chords and singing with it. Whereas on the YouTube tutorials, the song is being played as if the keys are the voice. Does that make sense? Like, you know, some songs like Adele, the one I did the other night, I forgot what it is. It's one of the famous ones, and it's just the actual piano bit is just da 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 da, and that's all it is, repetitive, just bouncing from one chord to another, da 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 da, and she's singing away. But when YouTube does it to teach you and tell you what key to press, you're pressing the keys that match her singing. So the actual tune that she plays or her pianist plays while she's singing is just dun 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 dun. But the YouTube is da 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 da, because it's telling you to hit the keys to match your voice. So it's a minefield, you know. Well, that's what I do. That's exactly what I use. I use the YouTube apps that have the letters on. You know, the YouTube videos that have the letters on. And I've actually, I bought a set of 88, pardon me, 88 letters, and you just, you know, you just drape them over your keys. And that's exactly what I do. I bought a set of rubber letters, and they just drape over your keys at the back. You know, you don't stick them on or anything. They just drape over your keys, and or put them behind your keys, wherever you can see them. They're just silicone letters, and they just go along back at piano, and that's exactly what I use. If I didn't have them, I'd be snookered. I wouldn't have a clue what to do. You know what I mean? Try my best to remember where things is. There are certain tunes where I do actually sort of do it without looking at the keys. There are certain tunes that I've played lots and lots of times that I can do quite a bit of without actually looking at the keys. You know, but I suppose it's just time and practice, isn't it? I do a couple of hours every day at it. Yeah, that's what I do. The chart is on the keys. It's there permanently all the time. I have a little tiny what piano thing. Well, it's only a cheap, nasty thing that I have that I did initially buy, and that got me into it. You know what I mean? So I bought a decent, you know, I mean, it wasn't mega expensive, but it was expensive enough for proper Roland electric piano, full size one, which I'm currently learning on. Hello, Nut. Shoot, how we doing? Shoot, how we doing? Nut shoot. Yeah. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. It's so frustrating. Yeah, really frustrates you, does. Many a time I felt like throwing it through the window. I could if I could pick it up, but yeah, it's not an easy thing. I envy these people. Yeah. Well, that's funny. Heather, who comes in the chat, you've probably seen Heather. I don't know if you have Heather. She's called Heather White. She comes in my chat every now and then. Well, she plays piano, and she says sometimes just sit there and just play it wildly. You know what I mean? Without any real song in your head. You know what I mean? And she says that's a good way of it coming together by just simply playing it without actually having a song in your mind. If you know what I mean? Just you know, sort of wild playing, just whatever you want to do. You know. And she's really good on the piano, and she sings and everything on her YouTube channel. You know, and she's really good. She plays guitar as well. But I envy these people. I watch them all the time on YouTube, and they just roll up at these public pianos. You see them these pianos in these shopping malls and railway stations and things, and they just roll up these people and just start banging music out. And I just think, wow, it'd be great to be able to do that. You know what I mean? I watched that guy. There's a guy called I think he's called Terry Miles, and all he does is travel around the world looking for pubs that have pianos in, and he just flies in and plays them, and he's unbelievable. One day that'll be you. I can't imagine that fourth thing, to be honest with you. I just can't imagine that, but you never know. I really do envy these people who can just walk up to these pianos and whack a tune out. It must be brilliant. And the tunes you like that you think, God, I wish I could play that, tend to be the most complex. You know, I have them all saved in my watch later on YouTube, so I keep going through the same ones. Yeah, give me some lessons. So I need some lessons, all right. I got it when I bought the piano, the Roland piano that I bought. I did get a 6-month free trial with one of these online learning things, but to be quite honest, it's very I don't know. I get where they're coming from, but it seems a bit basic, if you know what I mean. You just sat there plonking away at keys, and the microphone picks up and says, "Yep, that's the right key," and it sort of scores you on percentages how accurate you're hitting the keys, and it just seems to go on and on and on forever doing the same thing. It's an app, I think it's called Scoove, I think. You get 6 months free training when you buy a Roland piano. Get there though. I'll get there in the end. It's quite funny. Did other week I come out of my flat and I was just walking to my car, and the neighbour said to me, he says, "Could you hear a piano last night?" I thought, oh my God. So I just said, "No, I never heard anything." He says, "Yeah." He says, "There a piano." He says, "Like you were playing Elton John." I said, "Are you sure you're Elton John?" He says, "Yeah, you were playing Elton John." He says, "That one with no words in, the one that's just a piano." It's called A Song for a Guy, but he didn't know what it was called, but he just says, he says, "Yeah," he said he was playing Elton John. I said, "Are you sure it was Elton John?" I had to ask him a few times because I thought, well, if he knew it was Elton John, it couldn't have been that far bad, you know what I mean? Because that's what I were playing, you know? And I just said, "Well, I never heard anything," but when really it was obviously me. But it was quite amusing with that. Hello, Sanger, how are we doing? Yeah, and I think I've lost my track of the line seems quiet. Yeah, we have these quiet spells, travel stuff. How's it going, Sanger? Yeah, the Elton John ones, everybody says are the most hard to learn. Heather said that to me. She says Elton John's really, really difficult to follow, you know. I don't know. I just there was a special train came through at 10:15, Sanger, and I thought I'll come and get it. It was the actual guy who owns Locomotion Services. It was his own chairman's train. It was his own train. And it came through at 10:15. Hello, our 221 studio. How are we doing? Yeah, Senga's in Scotland. She's in Scotland. Bonnie, Scotland. Excellent. RA221. No, I didn't, Senga. I was watching, but I was led in bed. I was watching, but I was just led in bed, chilled out. I was debating whether to go on or not, but I thought, no, I know. I just thought I'm going to have a sit down and lie down, and I was watching from my bed. And that was it, really. And I fell asleep about, I don't know, after they finished, I watched something else, and then I dozed off. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a plane very low making about lots of sound. Yeah, I'm same sort thing. I love Scotland. I've been to Scotland quite a lot. And I'd love to go. I'd love to go right. I'd love to go. There's a railway station you can stop at, and it's right up in the Highlands. It is way up. I forgot what it's called. Something like Aurora, or something like that. And you can actually stay at the railway station. I thought, God, I'd love to go there. It's called something like Aurora, or something along them lines. And it's one of the most isolated railway stations in the world, and it's on the Highland, right up on the Scottish Highlands. It's near Aviemore and all that lot, I think. You know. There's a couple of trains having a race. Yes, everybody's up. I'm glad you bring us all together. Yeah, try my best. When I first started, there were about 150 people watching. It's died off a bit now. Yeah, stay dry, correct. Hello, Toff X. How we doing? I wish this mist had cleared. It's a little bit misty. We like that yesterday, yeah? Misty. It's misty, and I'd rather have a bit of sun out and just to raise the temperature slightly. It's about, I reckon it's about 12 degrees here at the moment. Hello, Aaron King from Southeast London. How are we doing? I'm in the northwest near Preston in Lancashire. Scotland football team rubbish, yeah. They're not the best, are they, Senga? That's warm. I expected it's colder where you are, Thorfinn. Well, it will be one in Sweden. About Senga, so I thought, why not? You know. As a Scottish person, I must admit we are rubbish in football. Well, you're in Scotland as well, are you? Travel stuff? Right. So what's the temperature in Sweden, Thorfinn? I take it it's a lot colder there. I'm very unlucky at football. I think Scottish football generally is a bit different than English football, I think. 10 degrees, right. I'll tell you what it is here exactly. Hang on. Yeah. I went far out. It's 14 here. 13.5 here. Although I watch football, I'm more of a rugby fan. Ah. Yeah, I can never understand rugby. I can never understand what the hell's going on. Seems to be lots of stop starting in it. A bit like American football, but well, that's it. As long as you're happy, though, I think that's the main thing. I'm a Celtic fan. England's just the best at everything. That's debatable. I woke up and thought it was Tuesday, yeah. Oh, I do that regular. I feel like every day just mushes into one at the moment. The weeks just seem to fly by and they're just a repetition of the previous week, you know what I mean? Nothing ever different ever happens to just brighten things up or change things or whatever. It's like being on a hamster's wheel. I support Edinburgh Rugby. Edinburgh, now there's a place. I've been to Edinburgh a few times, and it's probably one of the places in Scotland where you actually struggle to find a Scottish person. When I went, they were all Australian and American. Hardly anybody Scottish in Edinburgh. Edinburgh's a real tourist trap. I've got to go to Tenby in Wales from London on a train. A couple of hours of a job with that. Easy. Probably more. Hey. You're going over at Severn Bridge, that's for sure. Yeah, he was. Never been to Tenby. I've been to Newquay. The Newquay that's in South Wales, and that were nice. When you say Newquay, everybody thinks Cornwall, but they don't realise there's also a Newquay in South Wales. And that was very nice, that Newquay. Lots of surfers there, people surfing and water sports and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, when I went to Edinburgh, I spent 2 days in Edinburgh on a stag do once. I never saw a Scottish person. They're all Americans and Australians. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I saw a Scottish person. You can hear sirens, and you can't see it on camera, but straight ahead, there's smoke coming out of a building. I wonder if it's out to do with the sirens. There's a white building on the camera picture that you can see, almost straight down the middle. just slightly to the right, there's a clump of, there's like a tall tree, and to the right there's a white building. There's smoke coming out of it. It's not showing up on camera, but there is smoke coming out of it. I just wonder if that's where its sirens are going. Hello, Tommy. How are we doing? Up with a lark today. There was a special at 9:45. So the chairman's train, 9:45. Would you believe? The chairman's train. I didn't even know he had his own train, but he has. I did a bit of research this morning. I'm from Perth and Kinross, so north of Edinburgh and near Dundee. Oh, I've been to Dundee as well. Spent the night in Dundee. Dundee's the one that's just after you go over the bridge, isn't it? If you go over the bridge and take a left, that's Dundee, isn't it? I think. I went to, yeah, I spent the night in Dundee, and then I delivered to, straight afterwards in the morning to Amazon at Fife, which is just further up the road. If my memory serves me right. Huge, massive Amazon. Absolutely ginormous. I used to have a caravan at Arbroath Caravan Park, Red Lion. Well, so the rail company chairman actually has his own train. Well, he certainly seems to do, yeah. Not the rail company, it was the firm, the company it was is called. My neighbour's cat just popped in. Oh, that's nice. The neighbour's cat just popping in. Yeah, the company is called Locomotive Services, and they run private charters. And this one was the chairman's train, the locomotive company's chairman's train. We're only short. It had 3 engines on front though. 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 on the front. Triple header, and it only had about 3 carriages on it. And they were very posh looking blood and custard carriages. She's so cute. Yeah. I'll put you my cat in post, you can have her. She absolutely drives me mad, she does. She's got this new habit now of going under kitchen units, and it's really annoying me. I miss my Tigger. Want me to put mine in a box and send it to you, Royal Mail special delivery? Yeah, it seems to do, yeah. It would seem so. You know, because I did a bit of research on it this morning. I saw the train. I thought, that's an odd train. You know, when a train's made up of weird things, whatever the train carriages are, they call it a consist. And I thought, that's a weird consist, is that? What the hell's going on here? You know, to have 3 engines, just 3 carriages. What's that? That's odd. So I did some investigating on the interweb this morning to try and find out what were going on, and that's what I dug up. Yeah. It's only like the king. He has his own train, our king. King Charles, he has his own train. I've seen it numerous times. Well, it used to be his mum's train, now it's his. He has a secure place round here where they park it up when they're on a trip somewhere and they need to stop overnight and they don't travel. They have a secret hidey hole where they actually park the royal train when there's royalty on it, just down the road here. Boo the king. And they actually park the Royal Train just down the road here because there's an area where it's just no house. The engines on it. For me, the Royal Train I get. The Royal Train's really nice, actually. I'd love to have a look on it. I'd love to get on it and have a look, see what it's like inside. For the chairman, I do not. Yeah. It seems a bit. I think he owns the company, you see. I think he founded the company and set it all up, you see. So I think he probably feels he has a right to have a couple of carriages of his own and, and free use of whatever engine he wants. I've never seen a triple header before. It were three what they call class 20s, and one of them was an ex-London Underground class 20, which makes it even more odder. Hello, Raylo Go. How are we doing? I'm sure the Royal. Yeah, well, I mean, from the outside it looks nice, but all the windows are darkened, with tinted glass, so you can't see through into it. But I've seen it lots of times. They are. Yeah, they are. In 2 years' time, Senga, the train is going. Yeah, one of the engines that was on that train this morning, Tommy, was an ex London Underground class 20. Yeah. Yeah, class 20, a maroon coloured with gold stripes on it, ex London Underground. I've seen it before, so I know what it is. You know what I mean? It's got a name like it's called something like Emily or Daisy or something. Oh, there's something along them lines. I just can't remember what it's called. But it's the ex London Underground. God save the King. God save King Richard. Yeah, Queen was better than Charles. Yeah, I think everybody thinks that. I don't think he'll be around for much longer, Charles. I think he'll end up. I think he'll get passed on to William. I'm amazed that I'll be honest, I thought when the Queen died that they might have just, Charles might have just handed it straight to William, but obviously not. To cut out the middleman, but no. To me, that would have been the correct thing to do. Because Charles is knocking on now, isn't he? I don't know how old he is, but I'm pretty sure he's in his late 70s. Saying that, Queen lived for a long while, didn't she? So Charles might do the same. I mean, the royals live a long time generally, don't they? Because they don't eat processed food like the rest of us. Everything they eat is fresh. You won't see Charles sat down having told in the hall from Tesco's ready meal section, that's for sure. That just ain't happening. Is the class 20 the unit with the underslung engine? No, it's no, the engine's in just in the normal place. It's a funny looking thing. Is a class 20. It looks like a large shunter. He'd been waiting a long time. That's what happened in drama film. He's not healthy, no. I think he's got a bad ticker. Oh no, he's not. He's got cancer, hasn't he? King Charles served his time. He's earned his turn. Yeah, I think he's got cancer. He's had cancer anyway. I mean, he might be cured now. I don't know. I mean, one thing for sure, he'll be getting the best treatments. If there's anybody going to beat it, it's going to be him. Like, and again, you're not going to see him at like your average hospital, are you? That's another thing. He'll be at the top. Any treatment he receives will be from a top hospital. Don't get me wrong, long live the king, but he doesn't seem healthy, no. To be honest, off the top of my head, I can't name many of the royal family members now. So I don't mind the royal family. I mean, a lot of people dislike them. I don't mind the immediate royal family, you know what I mean? Charles, William, and the immediate kids. It's all the drifters, the hanger-oners that I'm not really interested in. You know, people say, oh, royal family, it costs a fortune. Well, it doesn't. It costs us nothing. Because, yes, we pay 100 million a year to run them, or 90 million, whatever it is, 90 odd million a year. But the revenue they bring in, you know, dwarfs that. You know, they bring a lot of revenue in. A lot. And another aspect to it is there's not that many countries around now that still have kings and stuff and royalty, and you know, we should try and keep hold of that rather than just become like everybody else. You know, we should try and keep hold of that because otherwise there's going to be nothing left. Because we've no business here, we've no companies, we've no business in this country anymore. We've nothing decent. It's about the last thing that we've got left. You know, salute de France. Hello, Frederick Frajul. How we doing? Salute de France. Doesn't each taxpayer only pay a few pennies towards the royal family? Yeah, it probably does, yeah. I don't know how much it is, but I know they cost about 90 odd million a year to run, does the royal family. But I was reading about it a few months back. Over a year, they bring in about 700 million. So it's not bad business, is it? You know what I mean? And plus, and also you've not to remember, you know, a lot of people slate Charles, but he's done a hell of a lot for charity. Hell of a lot. You know, people are quick to forget that. You know, he's not all that bad. I know people aren't keen on his wife, I know that much, but that's just a personal thing, isn't it? People say she can't, but she's not my queen. Well, unfortunately, she is. You can't. He does, yeah. He does a lot for charity. Quite a few royals do actually, but so he does a hell of a lot. No. Hello, Paul Christen. How are we doing? From Romania. Hello, Kailas Kadam. How are we doing? How's life in India? He does do a lot of for charities, no doubt about it. You know, and I'll never say a wrong thing about royal family, Nick, because I think it's one of the few things we've got left. You know, but then there's lots. Yeah, she does. Correct, she does. They all do. Quite a few of the kids do. You know, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and yeah, I wouldn't mind not having or having. Yeah, it's up to your own choice, isn't it? But you know, I hear some people going on internet, especially, and I just grit my teeth. I do because I just think they slag them off and they don't know what they're calling. They don't know what they're talking about. And they say, she's not my queen. Camilla's not my queen. Well, she is. I'm sorry, but she is. You can't say she's not because she is. You know, you can't get away from it. She is. She's Charles's wife, you know what I mean? And it's the way it goes. It's the way the cookie crumbles, you know. I mean, he's planning on sticking around for a good while, is Charles. Hoping to, because you know his face is appearing on all banknotes and things. Yeah. You know, if they thought he didn't have much left in him, they wouldn't go to trouble of doing banknotes with his face on. So somebody's expecting a bit, some years out of him, you know. I haven't seen him on a coin yet, but I'm pretty sure he probably is. But I've seen him on plenty of banknotes. Donald Trump is the president of my country. And Donald Trump, he's a card. Don't know what's on it. Yeah, they legislate to take everything that belongs to people and sold it back to private ownership, who sells it back to what you owned in the first place. Oh yeah, I love Trump. I mean, Trump, I just find him so entertaining. Me, Trump. Whether I agree with what he says or not is not an issue, but I just find him so entertaining because some of the stuff he comes out with is just ridiculous. But it entertains me, and I think, well, you know, you can say it and get away with it because you are. And you know, some of the stuff he says is just ridiculous and absolute nonsense. You know, but it's funny and it's entertaining. I mean, the two favourite ones he said that made me laugh were where he said he was going to rename the Gulf of Mexico. He said we're going to rename the Gulf of Mexico something like the Gulf of America, and then he said he was going to take over Greenland, just like that. I thought, well, you got to laugh. If no else, you got to laugh. And also, when COVID started, I think he mentioned something about injecting yourself with domestos, didn't he, or something like that, a detergent. I think they're all crazy. I think the world's gone mad generally. I mean, you know, you watch. I mean, we're constantly bombarded now on YouTube about the Palestinian protesters. I mean, it's just all over YouTube, and some of the things they say is just horrendous. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're having a tough time, but there's no need to call everybody what they're calling people. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, that's true. Keir Starmer, he's another one. He's a bugger. He's just. I mean, I always say a vote for Labour is a soiled vote. I've never voted for them. They've always been the underdog. They've always been rubbish of Labour. It always makes me laugh. Everybody calls Tories when they're in, but when Labour come in, it's not long before Tories are back in. You know what I mean? You just need to look back over history. Labour have never done well. You know what I mean? And to be fair, the Keir Starmer, I don't know. I don't follow it enough really to. I've given up a bit with all that politics and stuff because it's just all crazy stuff. You know, there's not many options for us no more. It's all gone mad. It's all gone crazy. The world generally. looking through coins to see if I can find a coin with Charles's head on, but they haven't. Doesn't seem to be any. Yeah. At this area, I think Reform will win the next election, but things could change. Yeah, see, my problem with Reform is simple. You know, the problem with Reform is simple. They've come in on the back of bad things, and people are just they're getting in because of a punishment board. People are punishing the other parties by voting for Reform, which is fair enough. But unfortunately, they're just not. What's the word? They've no experience in what they're doing. You know, they've took over Lancashire County Council of Reform here. They've got full control over it here where I live. And when they took control, the people who came in to replace us actually didn't understand anything about finances and stuff. And how can you do that? How can you have somebody taking over a county council that doesn't understand finances and the way things work? And these people, they're young and inexperienced, and this is the problem with Reform. They're all, you know. I mean, I know these defectors have moved over, but the people that took over the council here just didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean? It was like throwing somebody who's used to driving a tractor in a Royal Air Force jet. You know what I mean? That was a comparison. They just didn't have a clue what they were doing, and then all of a sudden, Monday morning, the director of finances for Lancashire County Council, and they don't know anything. And that's the problem that Reform have got. They're getting the support, but they've not got the experience. Sorry. Yeah, something needs to change right there, Senga, and I think maybe a totally new party, but you know, I just don't know. I have no idea. I think whatever happens will happen, and I personally think nothing's going to change. You know, I just know one thing for sure: we can't keep accepting people into this country the way it is, because it's just getting crazy. I agree, travel stuff. Hello, Sean. Good morning. I agree, travel stuff is, but what do people want? That's split down the middle. Some people want this, some people want that. You watch these protesters on telly, you know, protesting, and some of the stuff they're saying is just terrible, you know. They're deluded. Crikey, now if you, yeah, that's it. That's what they want, Senga. They want us all to have a little microchip fitted to the back of us heads, and they can control everything. Yeah, deluded. They are deluded and diluted. But so that's what they want. They want full control. That's why they enjoyed the COVID thing, because they sort of got everybody together like sheep, and they were all under the spell. And that was the biggest farce, you know, since landing on the moon in my eyes for COVID. I think it was just one big farce for that COVID. I really do. And even I fell for it at the time. Well, I fell for it initially, but I didn't fall for it for long. But even I had the first injection, and I wish now I'm not. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, all the time now you're being listened to just on your mobile phone. I mean, how many times do you have a conversation? I've done it loads of times, and we proved it by just saying the same word in the room for a few times over, and then you click on Facebook, and there's an advert for Black Panther. That's it, Senga. Yeah, I've done it before. I've spoke about stuff with people, and then I've gone on Facebook, and an advert's popped up for exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, 3 trains together. Yeah, that's quite rare. I've actually seen 4 together. Only once, but I saw 4 all pass each other at the same time right here where I am now. One on each track. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I'll be in the bit that says no computers allowed, correct. But that's what they want. I forgot what it were the week. We were talking about something the other week. And I went on Facebook, on my computer as well. Not on my phone, on my computer. But I was talking about it on my phone, so it must communicate somehow. And I started getting bombarded with adverts about what I've been talking about. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Yeah, that's it, Tommy. One German on the train, and that's it. It's like news night. Yeah. We all started questioning the thing. Yeah, right there, Tommy. Doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take much to get it going, does it? Here we've got a class 802 Transpennine coming. My biggest bugbear in this country, and it really is my biggest bugbear, is it's almost you're almost feels like you're punished for working all your life. Your ears are too good for a thing. I thought I'd put my microphone well out at way there. Obviously not well enough. Yeah, I put my microphone on passenger seat behind my bag, and I shut my door. But obviously, it still picked it up. But I think it's probably my microphone that's outside that picked it up. I usually try and do it when a train's passing. Then the noise of the train masks it. But I couldn't hold on then. Yeah, that's my biggest bugbear. Is if you can work all your life and you get nothing. You get nothing when, you know, there's nothing for you. There's you don't get anything. You know what I mean? Whereas people who've never worked seem to get everything thrown at them, and that's what bugs me. That's my biggest bug. Drives me potty. It's a crime to work. I can understand now why people don't want to go to work. Hello, Alexander Byrne. How are we doing? You know what I mean? Because it feels like you're punished for working. Imagine if the new Neuralink gets hacked. What's the Neuralink? I don't even know what the Neuralink is. Somebody explain to me what the Neuralink is. I've never heard of it. What is it? It's new to me. Find the pun. New to me. Excellent, Alexander. Excellent. Upgrades your brain. Does it? Oh, Christ. Where'd you get one of these? Upgrades your brain. Oh, I could do with that. Is there an upgrade that makes you play better with your left hand on the piano? I'll get one. I'll get that upgrade installed. No problem. It's starting in 2026. Excellent. Where'd you book? Where'd you sign on for your upgrade? How does it work? Yeah. Yeah, got to be a piano genius. It's like a microchip you can get installed that makes you play the piano better. Yeah. Very frustrating in musical instruments. So you could learn things without trying. Yeah. I'm good at talking rubbish. I could do that without trying. I'd refuse to get a Neuralink. Well, it depends. Can you not have like a month's trial and see how you get on with it? You know, where does it go? Do they somehow drill an hole in your head or something? How does this thing work? You just go and sit in a chair and have some wires attached to your head while it bombards you with all sorts of weird stuff. What the hell? How does it work? Can you like sign up for a month's free trial and then what is it? You know, it's not like you don't put tinfoil on your head or anything, do you? It's basically updating you. Well, how does it update you? Usually with people with money get it. Oh my God. So it's a chip in your brain. Ah, so it's something to install, right? Got you. Right. So you have to buy this chip. Got you. It's not like microchipping a cat or a dog, is it? There's obviously more to it than that. But I've never even heard of it, but I'm gonna Google it when I get home. See if there's anything for me. Hello, firefighter from southwestern Missouri. How are we doing? How's it going, firefighter? I hope you're having a fire-free day today. Have you seen the guy? The guy takes a pull and it makes him smart. Bloody hell. Based on that information, Sanger, I should be flipping like Magnus Magnuson. A guy takes a pull and it makes him smart. How quiet. Well, that's an easy experiment. What's the film called? Pull Smarter? What's that film called? Have you been watching you, Sanger? Big money, is it? Right. It's not something you can get off Timu then. Hello, Suryankat Gerdwad. How are we doing? Suryakant Gerdwad. Gaikwad. Suryakant Gaikwad. I probably said that all wrong, but hello there anyway. Hello, Dominique Cowie. How are we doing? From Dubai. No need to ask what the weather's like in Dubai. Nice and sunny, I would imagine. Got 2 magpies here today. That's good. Actually, it rained yesterday. Oh, hell. Blimey. I watch videos about Dubai and I never know how much truth there is in it, where it shows like absolute prestige cars just abandoned and all this. Is that true, or is that just nonsense that we see on YouTube? Where it shows cars abandoned, Lamborghinis that have just been abandoned because people don't want them. There's that much wealth, and is that just nonsense or is it true? Because I see videos about it on YouTube, and I just think, is this real or is it just nonsense? I'm often curious. That happened in 2007, 2008. All right, so there is some truth in it, right? Got you. I've often wondered, is it just made up? Because I watched a video and there are all these cars covered in just sand dust and they've been abandoned, and also people going up to vending machines buying gold bars, and I thought, is this true or is it just nonsense? You know what I mean? Sometimes you get too many fans, so it'd be cheaper to abandon the car, right? Yeah, I mean, these people who are mega wealthy, probably fines mean nothing. I mean, you see them all the time in Manchester. People pull up in Rolls Royces, park anywhere, and they're quite happy just to have a £70 ticket. They class it as, what they're paying for parking for the day. I think in London it's not as easy because they lift them in London. You know what I mean? But in Manchester, people park anywhere. These wealthy people, they just park anywhere, and they know they're going to get a ticket, but they're not bothered. The £70 to somebody who's a millionaire is like me paying out 50p. You know what I mean? Hello, Nico. How we doing? You know, so it means nothing when you've got that much money. It doesn't have any value, does it? Money when you're that wealthy. Think about the guy who won Euro Millions, and he rung them up. He rung them up, Euro Millions. I think I've won a couple of quid, he says. I mean, how cool is that? I think I've won a couple of quid. A Cockney guy from London. I can't do a Cockney accent, but he just says, I think I won a couple of quid. Rung up Camelot and said that, and he recited the serial number off his Euro Millions ticket, and he'd 147 million. That's a couple of quid. What you make here, you pay it eventually. £30 parking daily. Right? Crazy. Crazy world. And there are some places you pay only $7 daily, right? Got a network rail response unit here. What's going on? I hope you don't. I'm not planning on jumping off the bridge. Some guy in a four-wheel drive with a network rail response unit. We're pleased to meet you, Dominic Cowrie. How are we doing? We're pleased to meet you. Gotta go to work. Nah. Got to go to work. I hope he's back again. Looking at the railway tracks. It's the network rail. He's not going to complain about my camera being attached to the fence. Nope, he's going. Is he? Yep, he is. Never seen that here before. Network rail response unit. It's a new one. Catch you later, Dominic. Well, Sanger, you have cars older than 10 years but under the heat. You'll feel like 30 years old and the maintenance is crazy expensive. Yeah. It's not cheap in this country, car maintenance, now I'll tell you. The problem is garages now, I've found it, it's not easy to get into a garage now to get a car repaired. You know, they have this thing now about you've got a booking, then they have a look and and mess about, and then right, we need to get this, order that, and then you go and come back another day. Long gone are the days where you could just drive into a garage and they fix it, sort of there and then. It's like, oh, that's gone, I'll tell you. Really is difficult now finding a garage that does stuff. They seem to want to take your car and have it for days on end. They don't realise you need it. Singapore, kids driving around in Lamborghinis. Well, no one fixes the problems anymore. They just replace. You know. Yeah. It's too early. Too early, Stuart. It's halfway through the day. I've been here for What's I've been here an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4. Dark days, yeah. It's not Mr. Rail, Network Rail wanted. He might have said there's a guy parked top bridge there, could be a jumper. Yeah, I came to see the special chairman's train, Sanger. I was curious. I'll probably go till about 12ish. Then I need to go and get some fuel. My tank is empty. Yeah, that's true, is that, Tommy? It's ridiculous now. I really struggled to find a garage now. I took my car to a garage the other week, and there's a knock on one at wheels, and he said, "No, it's your back wheel." I thought, "No, it's not. It's front wheel." Even I know it's the front wheel, and no, it was nothing exciting, to be honest, Sanger. It were no out of the ordinary. No, there's no steam trains due today, not that I know of. Dazzler John at Watchman, not that I know of. We had a heritage train through out 9:45, that was. The chairman's train, the locomotion services chairman's train, which were a triple header. But other than that, and we've had a few freight trains. There's been just between sort of 9:45 and 9:15. There were quite a few freight trains, 2 or 3 anyway. It goes quiet now. You don't get much different activity now till after 2, really. No stream trains, no, not that I know of anyway. Can check. We can do a check now, but I don't think there is. Just watch, there'll be one on list now. There was supposed to be a freight train soon, but it has been cancelled. No, there's nothing other than passenger trains up until now, until 14:02. Oh, there is. Oh no, it's not. It's not on. It's not now. Well, there is an oddball coming though this afternoon, and I don't know what it is. It's coming from Senger's neck of the woods. Staley Bridge, the station of doom. Hit the buffer at Victoria. The garage fixed my car and they cut 24 cables. That's very good of them. Hello, Marcus, the MRL class. How are we doing? Very slow day. Yeah, there's an odd thing coming this afternoon, but I don't know what it is. And it's coming from up in Senger's neck of the woods. It's coming from a place called Paul Maddy, which I'm sure Sanger knows about. Paul Maddy. Don't know where it is, but I'm sure it's up near Sanger. Paul Maddy. Paul Maddy. I might be saying it wrong. Paul Maddy. Okay, catch you later, travel stuff. Yeah, it's Paul Maddy to Worksop. I know where Worksop is. That's down near Nottingham. And that's coming at 14:40. So I might come back. I might come back about 1:30. Go and get some petrol, recharge my battery, and do a couple of errands, and come back again at 1:30. next to Castle Milk. Right, so I've never even heard of Castle Milk. I've heard of Palmedy because there's a big depot there, I think. So I bet it's a ScotRail train, that. Hello, Chinese person. How's it going, Chinese person? Hello, JS Not K-Power 14. Yo. Hello, Meru. How are we doing? I never had enough room for my gold in that box. No, you won't. Well, that's a good sign. Is that saying that means you've got a lot of gold worth a fortune? Hello, Birthmeister. How many subscribers do you have? I don't know off the top of my head. Yes, not Kapar 14. 500 million, yes. Conor Gurney, back to the the West Coast Main Line again, yes. I'm always on the West Coast Main Line. What are all them icons about? JS Not. What's going on there? North, agree. No, hello, Maru. No, it's the West Coast Main Line. Aegean Aviation just joined it in. Yeah, there was a special train, well, special to some this morning. It was a heritage train. It was how you would call the chairman's train, locomotion services chairman's train. So that came through at 10:15 this morning. And with a few other odds and sods, but nothing, pardon me, nothing very special, I'm afraid. Find my mum's bangle made out of shillings. It is like 5 pieces. Excellent. Yeah, 319 and a bullet trainee merge just past. Okay. In the UK, yes, JS Not. Yeah, that train just passed and it was going to Manchester Airport from Blackpool North. There is a train approaching as well. I don't know what it is. But it's on the third track from the camera. Sky not looking good. No, there is sun coming through. If you look there, that what looks like a white cloud right in the centre of the screen is actually a hole in the cloud. You can see the white blob in the middle of the screen in the sky. That's okay. Catch you later, JS Not. Yeah, that big white blob that looks like a white cloud is actually a hole in the cloud that the sun's shining through. It is brightening up slightly though, I think. Looks like the pearly gates, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a gap it's closing now though. I can actually see the sun. It's right there where that white blobby cloud is the sun. It's just faintly showing through the clouds. You can't see it on camera. Yeah. Yeah, that was a class 195, which was the faster one, which is diesel, and a class 331, which was the nearest one to the camera, that was an electric. One were going to Windermere and one was going to Blackpool. I hate sitting backwards on a train. Yeah, I'm same, Senga. If you go on the bullet train in Japan, when it goes back the other direction, they rotate all the seats so everybody's facing forwards. They rotate. I've seen the cleaners doing it. You know, when it pulls into the station, the cleaners dive on quickly, get rid of dust and a bit of a spruce, and they rotate all the seats. I'm going to do a live off a train. I was thinking about it the other day. Yeah. Oh, it is Japan. Switzerland, same as well. In fact, there's probably a lot of countries that are clean. Certainly not like here. Hello, Georgina Divine from Cumbria. How we doing? I would love to have my own sauna and steamer. Yeah, so would I. I think steam room was really good for you. You know, I would like that. I think they're really good for you. You know. Not much action at the moment. No, well, There'll be something along soon. It just varies, you know. I'm going to knock it on the head about 11:45. Go and get some fuel. Do a couple of errands. I've not much to do today, actually. It's quite a good free day today. Usually I have some errands to do, but I've nothing on. Go and get some fuel. And I'll come back on at 1:45. You know what I mean? I think that's the plan. 1:45 till about tea time, and then I'll go home. When I come back, I'll point the camera the other way into a live train tracking app. Well, yeah, there's quite a few, but the one I use is, well, it's not I don't use an app. I use a website, and I get it on my iPad. I've got it here now on my iPad. It's running at the side of me, and I can see all the diagrams for the whole of the United Kingdom. Obviously, I'm not watching them all now, but I can get any train diagram up, any signal diagram up I want in the UK. You know, I'll tell you exactly what train's running, where it is, and everything. But I'm currently looking, obviously, at this area's diagram. Keep me company while packing stuff. Yeah, yes. But I use Railcam, it's called. Can actually see live cameras as well outside at track, but I don't bother with them so much. Jonathan Ashwar. Let's have a look at you. Now, considering you've got videos on your channel and then you come in here and say that, we're gonna have to have a word with YouTube about you, Mr. Jonathan. If you haven't had any well, you've no subscribers because nobody likes you. You're a horrible person, but you've actually got videos on your channel. That's a bad mistake, is that for you, Jonathan? I'm going to... You're going to get big problems coming your way, sir. Bad mistake. You're going to come on saying that. At least use a numb channel, not an active one. That nonsense. Yeah. When you go to a hotel in Hong Kong, the hotel gives you a hand. It's like a tablet and has maps on. That's good, that, isn't it? I wonder why he came in and just randomly said that and then starts talking to us normally like we're his friend. What a fool. Here in Germany, the trains are totally different. Yeah. I think I mean, to be fair, our trains are alright, but they could do with being run a bit better. That's the problem we have. It's not the actual trains, it seems to be the people that are running them that seem to be the weak link in this country. You know what I mean? That seems to be the problem in this country. Our trains, I mean, like this one coming now, the Pendolino, it's a really good train and it's fast and comfy, and even though it's quite old now, it's still quite a modern looking train still, even though it is fairly old. Yeah, she did. Yeah, I don't think privatisation helped. I mean, to be honest, British Rails was a bit of a shambles in itself, but I don't think privatisation helped, and I won't mind. But it looks like it's all coming back into government ownership again, from what I can tell. Hello, God. Hello, old Mac is back. How are we doing? How's life in your new house? Are we settling in? My gran used to shout about privatisation. Yeah, I think everybody did. It's the way of the world now, but I think the railways are going to be coming back into public ownership. I think quite a few of the companies now of the UK companies now are already in government ownership. Northern is, LNER is, Chiltern is, and I think there's some more, but them are just three I know of. The government took them back off the franchises, saying that they weren't running them well, and to be quite honest, I don't think anything's changed since the government started running them, but I think things will, yeah, it is. It's wherever you go, the transport system, especially in Japan. Good God, it's marvelous. Bombardier Talent 2, excellent. Yeah, we have a factory here, a Bombardier factory in England that makes trains down at Derby. I hear squeaking. I thought it was my knees. Anyway, people, I've been here now for over nearly 2 hours, so I'm going to knock it on the head. I'm going to knock it on the head, and I will be back at 1:45. So set your watches. I shall catch you all later. Thanks for watching. 1:45, I'll be back.